Hey guys. Well, the excitement of the workday, our last video on the semi, has died down a bit, so now you're just gonna have to deal with me for this video at least. As you saw in our last video, assuming you watched it, we had a number of things done on the trailer. We got the jam in the back welded, and we got stuff done on the tractor, and we got our winch, or pulley crossmember for the winch apparatus, got that all welded together. So today, I'm going to attempt to lift this roughly 80-pound crossmember way up into the top of the trailer and get it secured all by myself. So either this is going to be glorious and we'll have the crossmember in place today, or it will fall on me and it will bring my life to a very, very sad conclusion. Either way, bringing you along with me. So before we get into that, check out this awesome shirt by my friend Nick Nugent. You guys need to check this out. I mean, he's an amazing graphic artist. Look at this. It's pretty awesome. If you want one, shoot a message over to Nick. I'll put his email address down in the description below. All right. Let's make some bad decisions. Alrighty, so here is the pulley crossmember, all welded together thanks to our awesome friend Zach, who came by. He was here at the workday, came back, got this all welded, looks amazing. And also thanks to our friend Glenn for helping us with the pulleys and the bracketry and everything. So we got this all put in here, ready to go. This crossmember needs to go way up there, way up there. It's a solid 1/4 inch steel, weighs a couple pounds. This should be fun, but I have a plan. So we're gonna do this, and then we're also going to do, we're gonna reinstall the wood blocks on the back here, but we made some alterations to them, which I talked briefly about in my last video, but I'll give you a kind of a better idea of what we're doing here and get the blocks set back up and maybe get the pulleys actually mounted too. So first of all, let's figure out how the heck we're going to get this up here and mounted right here to these 3 bolts on either side of the trailer. So here we go. All right, so my plan is I'm gonna take advantage of the E-track, the vertical E-track in the trailer structure. And I'm gonna put some 2x4s going across this way. And then I'm gonna put another one this way. And I'm gonna use that to rest the one end of the pulley crossmember on. And then I'll lift the other end up, throw a bolt on the inside through the outside just to hold it. Then I'll go to the outside of the trailer, put the outer 2 bolts in, then I'll come back in, take the other bolt out, go back out, put the other bolt back in. You get it. So, should be super simple, right? Assuming all these holes line up and everything just works perfectly, which, well, so far, things have been going pretty well. So, let's see what we got here. So a little over 12 inches. So first I gotta figure out what slot do we want to put these in? So if that's 12 inches, that means it'll come down to there. So I think what I need to do is put this in right here. Like that. Okay, so that's the 4th slot down. So now I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Nope. I already screwed this up. It's the right slot, but I need it over here, and I need one over here. There we go. All right, so now, whoops, I'll do the same over here. Stand by, let me go grab 2 more brackets from this mysterious pile of brackets that were graciously donated to us. So these 2 are gonna go 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I could probably just wait until I had some help, but what fun is that? All right. So we'll get this first board up here temporarily. Assuming these are the right sizes. They are. I had this. This is part of my mock-up. Okay, you're gonna be like that. Let's see if we can get it in here. There. All right, so there's one. Let's see if we can do this one over here. Okay, so we got those in place. Now, we're gonna take this 2x4 and put it this way. And now, where's my measuring tape? Let's make sure. I actually didn't think that through. I think that might be. I think I gotta come down 1 slot. Well, that's unfortunate. All right. Here's my new plan. I know you guys think I'm crazy. I probably am. But I'm gonna try and get it up to this mid-level. Then we'll bump it up to the top. So this, in theory, should be a little bit easier, in theory. All right, so. There we go. Come on. Skip under here. Place that right there for a moment. Okay, this might actually work. Now, get this guy. Under here. No problem. Sort of. Let me get on the ladder here. Fun. The things we do for Knight Rider. There we go. There. I just have to do that all over again. So that actually wasn't too terrible. So now we've got this halfway there. Just got to get it the rest of the way there. So I think what I need are some more boards to span the top there. So let me go find them. All right, so now let's take one of these. Throw it across the top here. Like that. And pray we can get that lifted. All right, I'm gonna stay back. So if I angle this up, that's probably gonna wanna, you know what, before I do that, folks, I just want a little extra insurance over here. So we're gonna put a second board there. That makes me feel better. All right. Oh boy. Wobbly ladder, check. 80-pound. So this, I have to, all right. Okay. Oh, you son of a biscuit. All right, I have to bring it over. Got it. And now it's time for our Patreon flag agent questions. Patreon flag agents get early access to all of our videos, behind the scenes videos and photos not posted anywhere else, and an exclusive discount code for our store. Click on the link in the description to learn more. This one comes from Joe and Linda Webb. They ask, we were watching an episode commentary and you start each one with production number 12345 or whatever. What do those production numbers mean? So, not just Knight Rider, but any show has a production number, and it's just a number assigned to that episode's filming, editing, all that stuff. It's just a way for them to keep track, I guess you could say, of the different episodes and all the elements that go into an episode. And usually each season has a different production number sequence. For example, season 1 of Knight Rider, they all started with 573XX. Season 2, they changed to 586XX. And, by season 4, they were in the 6,000s, 602. So again, it's just a way for them to kind of keep track of the episode's production. Hopefully that makes sense. Next question. You said in your video 10 Facts About Cars something about fan fiction. Does Knight Rider have fan fiction, and if so, where? And can anyone post fan fiction? So I don't see too much fan fiction being written these days, but back in the 90s and early 2000s, lots of people wrote fan fiction. I remember one, it was a sequel to Trust Doesn't Rust called Rusted Trust. And I remember that one being pretty decent. But just Google Knight Rider fanfiction. Maybe you can find Rusted Trust. This was back in the late 90s. There's also, the old news groups that are archived. They're archived through Google, and you might be able to find a lot of fanfiction there. I think it's alt.tv.knightrider was a big location of where some of the stuff would be posted. So, like I said, I don't think too much is being written today, but back in the 90s, tons of Knight Rider fan fiction was written.
And your final question in the episode of Plush Ride, where were Michael's pants? They were at the cleaners. Thanks again so much for submitting your questions. If you are a Patreon flag agent or a Knight trustee, you can submit your questions anytime. We'll answer them on the air. And if you want to become a Patreon supporter, there's a link down in the description or in the corner of this video right now.
Now on the other side. Oh, this is fun. Would have been easier for me to just find someone to help me. But you know, what fun is that? All right, so let's actually I need to swap these two boards because one is wider than the other, and I need all the help I can get. Actually, you know what I should do? Screw that. I'm just gonna run a bolt through it, through the actual hole. Where are my bolts? Let's see if I can just lift this up, and I'm gonna run a bolt this way to hold it, and then I'll go to the outside of the trailer and get the rest of it figured out. Okay, one last heavy lift. Oh. Assuming, there we go. There she be. Now, see if I can run a bolt over here, and we are in business. Attempt to lift this just, oh jeez, that's not easy from this angle. Oh, got it. Okay, this is about an hour later. I had some issues where the holes weren't perfectly lining up. They were close, they just needed shaved a little bit. I got that side in, I got the bolts just hand tightened, and I'm working on this side. So I'm gonna bring you along as we get those bolts placed in there. Now, some of you guys don't realize this, but let's go out here. And if you look right there, you can see where the 3 bolts go in. They actually had a backing plate on the outside, very similar to how, I don't know if you guys have been following when we did the winch wall, how they put backing plates for the bolts here, and they put backing plates for the side pulleys here. They also did one here, so we recreated them. So I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna get this put on the outside, get one bolt in, and then it's gonna be a process of going inside and outside, since it's just me, to get this all lined up and installed. So you wait down here like this, and I'll be up here. And let's see if we can get this installed. That one. This one is not fully lined up, but what I should be able to do is go inside, because there's a little bit of play. The holes are slightly bigger on purpose on the plate on the inside. So if I go inside and tighten one, that'll keep the plate where we want it to, and then I should be able to push the bolts in from the outside in, or inside out. Not a drop to drink. take all these wood supports down. So if we go up here, I'm gonna put a bolt or a nut on here and get it hand tight, and then I'm gonna just kind of do this. It's not gonna work. So we do that. Yeah. This is fun. Alright, so if I do that, I think I can go to the outside now and get this center bolt in. Oh, beautiful. Manipulating this whole thing, so. Okay. Oh, that's not supposed to be up there. Yep. As long as I didn't destroy the threads on that, we should be good to go. So let's see how much damage I did, if any. Here's the test. Pull this thread. Yes, it does. Now let's get it somewhat level. There we go. Let me bring you up here. The winch, the pulley crossmember is officially installed. Let's go up and take a look, shall we? Whoops. There goes my safety glasses. That's fine. They were pretty scratched anyways. So there we go. So now we've got, there's our wheel, spins nice and freely. I am going to take these nuts back off and put lock washers in. I just realized I forgot that, but there we go. So you're going to have the pulleys back there. Cable will go up here, across the side, through here, and then over to a diagonal. So this is a huge step forward. And this thing was built to handle the weight that it's going to have to bear. So, and then on the outside, take you out there real quick. We've got it done on both sides, but I'll take you up so you can see. So there's the 3 carriage bolts with the backing plate behind it, just like it was on the show. Covering the rivets, this is exactly how it was. Lots of screenshots, counted the rivets, that's how it was. So now, we've got ourselves a pulley crossmember. So now you know what that means. We need a ramp, right? Unbelievable we were able to figure out, because all this stuff was gone, remember? We were to figure out what all this stuff, all these holes were for. Very, very cool. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do, now that we got the crossmember in, is work on installing the wood blocks and the side pulleys here. So let me take you up there and give you a look at what we've done to help ensure that this whole system doesn't fall apart under the weight of a ramp. Then we'll actually get the blocks on, get the pulleys mounted. So when we go up here, if you recall, we had, and on the show, there were wood blocks here, and then the pulley was mounted to the wood block, and that deflected the cable from here out down to the ramp, okay? Now, when you look at it on the show, you're thinking, how did that pulley not rip off of the wood block under all that weight? And I was concerned about that. And a buddy of mine, a good friend of mine, Ed, came up with this ingenious solution that I wanted to share with you. So we took the wood block off and we cut a steel plate here, welded it to the angle iron right here and right there, and then welded on mounting bolts here and here for the pulley. So now the pulley is actually going to have some support behind it. Now, the wood block itself was bolted to the side of the trailer with backing plates, so I wasn't concerned about the block itself. I was concerned about the pulley ripping off the wood. With this setup, I mean, this should give us the support we need to ensure that that block stays put. So we got this all welded in, and then here are our pulleys. And I've talked about these in past videos, but these are exact recreations of what was up there. We couldn't find the original pulleys anywhere, the style. So we had them completely fabricated from scratch, and they turned out amazing. Special thanks to Glenn on getting that done. And then the wood blocks, we just took the wood blocks off, and you'll see here, I just routed out the center and then drilled 2 holes for the mount. So when this is all done, it's gonna look exactly like it did on the show, but we're not gonna have to worry about, you know, catastrophic destruction, hopefully. So let's go ahead and get this wood block set up here. That's better. Okay, so let's see if we can get this in. Hopefully this all lines up without knocking off the bolts on the outside here. This is definitely a tight fit. There we go. The question is, can we get this, put our pulley up here. And our pulley's gonna go, we're gonna need a spacer in here, I believe, but the pulley will go like that. Oh, that looks amazing. There we go. So you can kind of see how this all comes together, and you won't even know that there's that brace behind it, but this will hopefully ensure that this pulley stays where it needs to stay. So we got all the washers and nuts up here. We'll get all this put together and then do the same with that side over there. But after this is done, so now you can see the cross member there. So the cable is gonna come from right here all the way down to right there, wrap around, and all the way back the other side. So this is really coming together. Now we just need a ramp. All right, so the other thing we've got going on, special thanks to Kevin and Lucas Johnson. They took all of these 2x4s that are going to make up the skeleton of the drop ceiling. They took them up, they finished sanding them. Joe and Linda Webb, as you might have seen in the semi-workday video, they did an amazing job sanding. Lucas and Kevin took the rest of the boards, got them sanded, got them all primed. So now we're going to get these installed on the ceiling, and then once they're installed and in place, then we'll go ahead and paint them all black like they were on the show. That just ensures, we can get all the fitment right and we don't smudge the paint, get fingerprints on it when it's all in place. So we're actually going to paint this after it's installed. So let's go ahead and See if we can get this drop ceiling skeleton in place. Should be pretty easy. All right, there's one. This is 03. Just like this. I'm gonna have to go back here a little bit. It's a tight fit for sure. Might have to trim the end on this one. I'm gonna have to trim the end. That's great. Okay, so I got those two in. Now we gotta find the cross pieces. Well, we don't have to yet. Actually, let's get this next one in here. So we got to find 05. That one. So it's should be in here somewhere. There's all kinds of piles. Oh, so those are, I'm trying to figure out, so those are tops. Those ones are tops. I'll show you what I mean by that in a few minutes. And these are painted but not cut yet. So, did I not mark? I tried to mark them all, but apparently I didn't. So that's great. That's a top. So this go over here. I209. All right. This one should work. So what's interesting is we're going to need one to go across here, but there's a door where the bracket needs to be. So this one is going to take a little finagling. I figured out how to do that. So let's go ahead and get this one in here. So let me bring the ladder down. See if this one feels like fitting or if this needs cut. Slide over a little. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. I trimmed just a hair off the one end, and that should hopefully allow this to slide in. Come on. There we go. Okay. Got that one in. So you can see here, this is the start of the ceiling. And we've got all these notches here to run the side posts. And what that's gonna do, that's gonna lock all the pieces in. And of course, we're gonna screw all this together, but it's gonna look like what we have up here in the lounge. So this is exactly the way it was on the show, or about as close as we can get. So this area under here, so the light panels will go in here with the egg, the egg crate diffusers go in the center section here, and then underneath there will be, that'll all be covered up, and then the spotlights, well, there's no spotlights in the lounge, but that's the same pattern we're gonna have here. And then this stops here, there's gonna be a wall here. The ceiling is stepped up a little bit in the lounge versus the office, because obviously the floor is stepped up, and there you go. But you're not gonna notice that because there'll be a divider wall right here. All right, so with all that being said, let's see what we can do here. All right, so I need to find the specific pieces, this one and this one. So these are the specific cross pieces for up there, and I'll show you why in a second. So you'll see here, if you notice on the bottom, we notched the bottom, and that way the joints will overlap with the cross members, both aesthetically and for better support. So this locks in right like that. Okay, and then on this side, this will be the same thing. So this locks in like that. Okay, so now you can see, and the reason we need these specific ones is because you'll notice right here, both of these terminate, and there's a gap in there, and that gap is going to be for the wall that's going to go between them. So it was important to get those two right. Now, before we go through and paint all of this, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna screw everything down, secure it, and then we're gonna clean up all the joints so this looks nice and finished. And then once that's all done, we will paint it. Because, I mean, you can see here, there's a little bit of a gap, not too much, but we'll get some caulking, paintable caulking. We'll get this all cleaned up, make it looking super, super nice. So I am going to go ahead and get the rest of these cross pieces in, and then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. All right, so I got pretty much all of the drop ceiling in except for this one last part, but where do you guys see this? It gives me chills how cool it looks just with the skeleton of the drop ceiling in. So here we go. Look at this. This could not have come together any nicer. Everything fit like a glove. Look at this. Unbelievable. It's starting to feel, you could start to picture the set in here. This is so, so cool. And you can see here, since there's no support over here, I put a plate across the top to screw those two together, but we'll probably end up supporting this side from the ceiling. Not that there's gonna be a ton of weight on here, but we definitely wanna support that right there. So, like I said, a 2x6, I designed this so a flat 2x6 goes in here, mounts right on the bottom here to finish that off, and then the track lighting with the spotlights mounts right there, and then the wires will, the wires for the tracks will go up and it'll all be hidden away. So you can see here, and thanks to this vertical E-track, like these brackets, you could hang off of these. I mean, this is sturdy. And like I said, I'm gonna screw these boards all together so they're all solid one piece. And then all these brackets are gonna be hidden by that 2x6. Actually, probably a 1x6, not a 2x6. Yeah. Look how cool this looks. So this last part is going to take a little bit of engineering because there's no brackets out here. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit creative, but I think I know what I need to do here to run that final piece. But oh, this is so exciting. So to give you an idea, so in each one of these cavities, there's gonna be We're gonna take a 4-foot by 8-foot sheet of plywood, similar to this, actually maybe this, and then the center of it gets cut out, and then the 2x4 lights, 4 of them, go in here, and then the diffuser's on top. The edge that's saved here is gonna be painted like a light gray, like it was on the show. So these will all be painted a matte black, light gray, and then the lights in the middle. It's gonna be ridiculous. And then there's the cross member, which is beautiful in its own right. And it's too bad that once all of this is put in, no one's gonna see it, but it's the way it goes. I think we're also going to, because we want air conditioning in here, I'm gonna run some duct work up here. And I'm gonna have some registers, hidden registers, in a few places that can blow the cold air down. So I'm gonna do that before we fully close this up. And I can't fully close this up anyways until the ramp's done and we get all the cable run for the winch and all that stuff. So probably not gonna do too much more on this ceiling until the ramp is done, but just to have this in, man, this motivates me to continue working on the inside. And honestly, now that this is in, we could probably start building the corrugated metal panels with the cross braces for the side here. I need 8 of those. So it's coming together. So exciting. All right, so you guys saw how we got the skeleton of the drop ceiling in. So really the next part of that project is going to be the lights. There were a ton of lights in the ceiling, I think like 40-ish. So obviously we've got to figure that out. Well, thanks to one of our Patreon supporters, Rich Koval, I think we've got it figured out. Let me show you. So Rich is a lighting rep, I believe, Rich. And he was able to connect us with these 2x4 LED panels. We can adjust the brightness, adjust the color. I think they're gonna be, and they're lightweight too, which is gonna be a pretty important thing. So we've got the LED light panels and then the egg crate diffuser that goes on top, just like you saw on the show. Now, we need 40 of these LED panels. That's a lot of LED panels. So we thought, well, maybe you guys would be interested in helping with the lights. So we all got together and we discussed Operation Nightlight, where you guys can be a donor. You can adopt a light if you want. So that will help us offset the thousands of dollars just the lights are going to cost us. So we thought, let's give this a try, see if you guys are interested. You guys have been so generous with the semi-donation wall that we thought we'd give this a try. So we're gonna do this Operation Nightlight, $55, and you adopt one light panel. So what does that really mean? Well, beyond helping us achieve our goal of getting the inside illuminated, what we'll do is for the panel you adopt, we will put your name, we'll label it and put your name on it saying that this panel was adopted by you. I don't know, it's kind of cheesy, but I think it's kind of neat also. And another way for you to be a part of this restoration and to, you know, get your name on the semi. So if you're interested in Operation Nightlight, it's $55 per panel to adopt. And you can get any of your questions answered, or you can adopt a panel via PayPal at knightridersemi@gmail.com. And this is only going to be limited to 40 people. So once we have all 40 panels adopted, that's the end of this opportunity. So help us out if you're interested. Help us offset the huge cost of restoring this semi. Adopt a panel with Operation Nightlight. All right, so not to be outdone by the trailer, we did get a little bit of work done on the semi. Well, the start of some work. So let's get in here and show you. So Kevin Johnson, our buddy Kevin, a man of many talents, apparently is amazing at the headliner reupholstery. So there it is. The other day, whenever he was here dropping off the boards, the infrastructure for the drop ceiling, also brought the headliner back fully reupholstered. Now, obviously it's in place, but we still have to trim out and install stuff. That's where the radio goes. That's where the well, the dome light. Thank you. But it's really nice. Turned out really, really nice. This is, we got to cut this out here for the air horn. Did a little bit more work there. Still have the trim to put up. We got some of the trim up here. Got to get the rest of the trim up. Got to get some rear speakers. Then we can put the speaker covers on in the back. Got to finagle that some more. But yeah, look at that. That really kind of makes the interior so much brighter. Looks awesome. So I'll probably bring you guys back whenever I get in here and get a chance to finish, to get all the trim up and get this all finished, get the radio in and things like that. All right, so I think that'll do it for today. We got the drop ceiling in. We've got the wood blocks and the pulleys mounted. Showed you the headliner, talked to you a little bit about the lights. All kinds of exciting things are happening here with the semi. I feel like we're on a roll now. So the next thing, oh, and the Pulley Crossmember. How could I forget the Pulley Crossmember? That was a huge part of it. So we are actively working. The ramp is the next thing that you're gonna see. The next big thing you're gonna see done on this trailer, I hope. So this is just, it's getting really exciting. You do not want to miss it. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it, send out early Christmas cards with QR codes to the Knight Rider videos, whatever you want to do. We're greatly appreciated. We greatly appreciate your continued support and your watching of these videos. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next time.
Hello friends, it's me, Kit. When I'm not out fighting crime, I like to follow my friends at knightriderhistorians.com. Check it out.